There I am. Howdy do, folks. It's Saturday night, April 24th, 2021. This is season 2, episode 5, streaming live from my living room. Technically, this is episode 55, plus a couple of weeks that weren't really numbered. So, here we go. My lovely wife will be in and out of the chat. I gave her kind of a half night off. So she might be in there and she might not. So if you ask her something and she doesn't answer, it's not because she's starting to behave like a dick like me. It's that she might not be in there to see what's going on. Sparky has been wound up for the past hour. She's on that microphone right now. I don't trust it. She's probably going to want to go on my shoulder and on the hat. Or she might want to go over there to take a snooze. I don't know. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're doing well. If you want to support my show, which is slick language for support me, best way to do it is PayPal donations, amishcomic@gmail.com, or become a Patreon. The entire Music Fest Cafe show from Steel Stacks over at Arts Quest from March 27th of this year is on there for Patreons. It's on there now. I'm saying it's worth it to subscribe at the $3-5 level, whatever the hell it is, just for that, and then dump it. But what do I know? I don't know anything. So here we go. I got my notes here. I didn't print them big enough, so therein lies another problem. I usually do biggie size notes. I have smally size notes. So we're going to be doing a lot of this. Deal with that, okay? So let me have a peek down there. Okay, exciting news for me. Just for me, but Wednesday will be the 2 weeks after my second Moderna shot. And that will mean that I can pretty much go places again. And I've been going places, so don't get me wrong, I've been going places. So those of you who have got the shot, 1 or 2, I'm sure you've been thinking obsessively about once you hit that 2 weeks clear in the woods, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? Well, I have been thinking about this obsessively since I made the appointment for shot number 1, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Nothing. I know some people have a big plan when it's 2 weeks after shot number 2. That's it. I'm going to Walmart. That's it. I'm going to the hardware store. That's it. I'm going into a store and shop like a normal person. Not me. I am not wasting my first somewhere on going into a store. I'm enjoying curbside, ordering groceries with my phone, picking them up when I'm sober, having shit delivered to the house. So the short version is, on Wednesday when I'm clear, I'm not going anywhere. That's my plan. I in defense of me, I don't really go out except to perform. So that's going to hopefully open doors for me to perform live stand-up comedy again as things open up. The good news, bad news scenario there is the smaller venues that I've had booked a lot, to ram a lot of peckerheads in there and sell a $10 ticket and keep the money. They're not going to be able to open at full capacity, and I'm not going to want to get packed into a teeny tiny little space like that for a while. And the bigger clubs also are not going to want to pay me. That's it. Because they've been hurting too, so they're going to be bringing in. I'm not saying that the live comedy is going to suck. I'm just saying that I've been doing this 30 years and I'm expensive, and so they're not going to be anxious to pay me what I would like to get paid for a small seating show. So here we go. Season 2 is happening. Sparky's getting a little antsy. You can see her going back and forth. She is looking over her shoulder, her bird shoulder, if birds have shoulders. I don't know if she does, because it's all feather. But she's trying to figure out if she wants to go back to her cage, to the ropes, onto the shelf, or pick a shoulder, or go on the hat. I will offer her the Glide shoulder. Want the shoulder? There you go. That's badass right there. This will limit my mobility, but no more so than when I got my second shot. Ha, how about that? So, I want to talk about the vaccinations a teeny tiny little bit. I know a lot of people, and I don't want to encourage battling in the chat over the shots are good or shots are bad. You got to make your own choice for yourself. Right, Sparky. The choice for me was simple. I have brilliant family. My wife is brilliant. Our daughter is brilliant. Our grown-up kids are all brilliant. There's doctors in the house. There's not in the house, in the family. Nurses, really smart people coaching me along. And I want to run wild with our daughter Lizzie, who you see her creations, night waltz, upcycles. We run around and help her with her business and pop-up stuff. So I want to do that stuff. For me, it was a slam dunk. I want to be able to do stuff with my family again. Now, some of you are afraid or worried to get the shot because you hear a lot of weird shit, and I encourage you to do your own research. Ask if you're on the fence about getting don't trust shit online, and don't trust shit on cable TV news and all that shit. Call people that you know in your family and your life that you trust, that have had the shot, or call your doctor and get some information there. Those are your two sources of information. Everything else don't mean diddly. So that's the whole thing right there. Because I did research it, and one of the craziest things that I heard was, and on Wednesday I'm in my 2-week clearance, is that the false information is just fucking tripping in the red. I read somewhere on the Twitter, I think it was, that a possible side effects of the Moderna shot is that you could just bark. You could wind up just like barking, and that's the dumbest thing. That made me want to. I don't know if that really happened or if I'm just being a dick, but do your own research and don't worry about shit like that. I'm going to check my notes here. Okay, there you go. Let's see. Oh, this makes me nuts. See, what makes me crazy about people that don't want to get vaccinations, I'm not telling you to go get one, is that I know some older folks who are retired and they're veterans and they travel all around for the military, and I said to the one friend of mine, I said, well, you're scared to get your shot, but when you got put on a boat and then you went all around the world, didn't you have to get like a whole bunch of shots? Like not just one, like a whole bunch? Yes. Well, how did you know they were safe? Well, I didn't. They just made us hang our ass out, and they harpooned me like 19 fucking times, or we couldn't go. So that's pretty much the way to look at it. So if you got harpooned in the ass 19 times to travel the world however long ago and you didn't know what the fuck it was, just pretend that that's what's happening now, because that's basically what's happening now. But again, don't get a shot because I told you to. Ask people you trust. Who the fuck would trust me? I don't even trust me. Comedy of my own coming back to haunt. I was ranting about glitches with money, online glitches and all that shit, and I get fucking pounded all week. Glitch after glitch after glitch after fucking glitch. No more glitch comedy. I can't fucking take it anymore. And also, again, the worst spring we ever had. The temperature goes up, it goes down. It's been really fucking cold. It seems not bad right now, but I probably just ruined it. So, glitch comedy and worst spring we ever had. That's batshit balls. I'm going to try to peek in the chat here, but it's going to be rough. There's Eddie Lane down in Lakeland. I know I get some early donations, and I'd like to thank those people. Clee's sister's always in. Kevin Keller's always in. Richter. Richter is not in the chat tonight, which kind of sucks on it. I was going to have all these Twin Peak references. because Richter likes Twin Peaks, and so I don't know if I'm going to do them now. In fact, Sparky was going to do some. Sparky loves Twin Peaks too, but Sparky was going to do some of her favorite lines from Twin Peaks season 1. So we'll have to play it by ear to see if that's going to happen or not. Let's see. If you don't know, Sparky doesn't actually really talk. Oh, spoilers. I put a voice to her in the day because I'm silly and immature, and I mostly have her mock me, and I have her also call me a dickhead all the time. Like when I do something, Beardy, what a dickhead! And that goes on all the time. And then sometimes I have Sparky mock me so viciously that my lovely wife has to apologize to me for something Sparky said about me that I actually really said. So that's how nuts we are around my house. Today's perfect example. We're watching a show about sharks, and the one shark, they said it has a sex organ on the top of his head, and then Sparky said, just like a dickhead, see? And then you go there. See, you got my notes here. Well, see, this whole first thing is Sparky was going to do lines from Twin Peaks. I'm going to put that on the back burner because A, Richter's not here. He's the only one that would get it. Besides my wife, she's in and out of the chat, so she won't be getting it. Sparky just decided to bail on this show, so we're going to put that on the back burner, which means now there is a tremendous gap in this show this evening. So what I'm going to do is drink some water and pour just a little bit, not that much, just a little. Right there's that, because we have some fans that like when I pour water. I don't know what that's all about, but there we go. So also tonight I was going to do a block of old classic stuff. I want to blow the dust off of some old classics here, but I am not ready to do that yet. So how about that? If you haven't seen my TikTok, I have a TikTok, and for my wife's birthday, I was pissing and moaning before that she likes gardening stuff, and she actually would like a couple bags of dirt. So today we went up Crooked Road, 309 North, got a couple bags of dirt, and then I did a TikTok video about giving my wife a bag of dirt for her birthday, and then I tracked it with TikTok. They let you use a teeny tiny little bit of music. It's an Irish band. I think it's Dropkick Murphy. It might be somebody else, but it's Dirty Old Town, and it's me telling a story about getting dirt for my wife, and then you can hear Dirty Old Town, and somehow it got flagged by TikTok for observation, and then it cleared, but somehow something with me in a bag of dirt and Dirty Old Town send up flags, and that's kind of weird because there's some weird shit on there that I don't know how me in a bag of dirt will get flagged. Check that out on TikTok. I shared it all around the place. So far my show doesn't really seem that entertaining at all, even to me. There's my root cellar stuff. There's Sparky's stuff right there. I was going to recap some shit. Sparky, we just gotta save the Twin Peaks thing, so I'm unprepared for that. Before I do the old classics, let me cover something here. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything about my vaccination rant. Alright, here we go. This is important shit. Let's see. Boom. No, I got it. There we go. Alright. Trending on Twitter. One of my favorite subjects is because it's really hard to find good things trending on Twitter. But I find them, and that's also a matter of opinion as to, because what I think is entertaining, you might not think is entertaining. Sharon Osbourne was trending on Twitter, and she was pissing and moaning about cancel culture. And again, I don't want to like people in the chat, but because she got booted off a show for whoever knows what the fuck she did. Then she went on the Bill Maher show, and they were both pissing and moaning and crying and blues about cancel culture. And I could not stop laughing because actually my wife pointed this out. Sharon Osbourne buzzed me off of America's Got Talent season 5. So she's crying the blues about cancel culture, and she starred on a show that was canceling culture. That's all that fucking is. There's culture, you are fucking canceled. So shenanigans. You can't get paid to be on a show that cancels the fuck out of people and then cry and moan when somebody hit the buzzer. And it's possible that a curse that I put on her when I got buzzed off actually works, because that was my thing. Like, and Pierce Morgan, he got in trouble too, because that was my whole thing. They were so mean to me. I thought, one day I'm gonna run into you and you when you don't have that big fucking buzzer to protect you, and you'll get fucking canceled right like that. Huh? How about that? So, Sharon Osbourne, you didn't get canceled. You just got buzzed off the show. How about that? I wanted to have an actual buzzer to do that when I did this piece of material, but it wasn't in the budget. All right. Moving right along, as it were. Again, a lot of this stuff is only funny to me. Tom Brady was trending. Love him or hate him, I'm in the I don't really give a shit, but I'm tired of men wanting to marry him, and they're straight men too, and they just falling all over him. And Brady was trending, so I clicked on it. I don't click on too many sports things, but the reason Brady was trending is football fans, don't bust my balls if I get this wrong. It is my understanding that in the NFL, the players' numbers must be selected from a sequence of numbers that match up to their position. Like a 300-pound lineman can't wear a number 5. They gotta be up in the 70s or 80s, 90s. I don't know what the fuck it is. And it's the same with running backs, or like in the like the 20s, 30s, whatever. I don't really know, but the NFL decided this is a fucking stupid system. And if a player wants to wear any fucking number, he should be allowed to wear any number. So if a lineman wants to wear number 3, fucking lineman can wear number 3. Brady went nuts. Brady said it's going to make football a more terrible game. It's gonna ruin football, because not himself, he wasn't talking. He said some quarterbacks aren't smart enough to throw to not a number. So when the quarterback drops back, he knows there's different numbers that he can throw to. And I'm thinking, that's really fucking funny. He was talking about himself. How am I going to know who to throw to if they have on weird numbers? How about this? Don't throw to anybody who looks like they weigh over 300 pounds. For starters, that's one way to fucking do it. This strikes a nerve with me, because people are afraid of change, a lot of them, and we are in a constant state of change, especially the last couple of years. Strap yourself in, take your pill, get your shot or not. Change. A lot of fucking shit is changing. Change makes things exciting. Wouldn't you love to have so much fucking money that you could be worked up about players, what fucking numbers they were wearing? That is fucking spoiled, fucking rotten. I ain't give a flying fuck if somebody wears the number 17. I want to play football all my life, and I never could, because I wanted to be 47B. And now I feel like I could be in there. I'm thinking, while they have this number confusion, is that why not just get rid of the fucking numbers altogether? Why not have the player's last name cross the shoulders in them, about this big letter, and where the numbers were, the big ones, put their fucking name on there, like Joe, big on the back, Schmidlap, across the shoulders. And then when they're calling plays and shit, and they want to throw it to the guy, Joe, and fucking Joe will turn around, and he'll fucking zing one in there. People that have big names, big long names, they'll be fucked a little bit. I grant you that. Another system they could use that I wish they would do it is just go with uniforms. No numbers, no names. And it's just this team has this color, and that team has that color. Now I know what you're saying. Again, there'll be a lot of confusion with the referees when they're trying to figure out who the penalty's on, because they won't be able to say illegal ball grabbing, 87. What they'll have to do is they'll have to pay attention and really fucking watch the game to make sure they know who's up to what. And then when there's a penalty, and they'll go illegal ball grabbing against where is he? I know what he looks like. And they have to look all around, and they'll go, ha, right there, that guy, that's the guy who fucking did it. And then players are quick try to run off the field, and that could be a penalty. Illegally running off the field after a penalty's called, no changing shit like that. And if it's too confusing, what they could also do, the referees could do kind of like a police lineup thing, where they line up, they pull, I'm not exactly sure, but I think it was either him, or him, and then do like a police lineup, and for the referee to pick out who's doing the illegal ball grabbing, and that's where they could hold up a number, and then they could just have them, go through the whole process. And football's really fucking slow already, so it's not going to make it any worse. It's just if they had instead of the replay and the challenge flag and all that shit, they could just have like police lineup, referee, penalty, and then they line them up and give them a number, and then they make an announcement. Number 23, step forward and say the line. I didn't do it, he did it. It wasn't me, it was him. Thank you. Step back. Number 87, step forward and say the line. This is bullshit, man. I ain't gonna be part of no police line. He did it. He's the one who fucking was ball grabbing, that's it. Because he's too fucking upset about being in this police lineup. How about that? Again, my stories don't really have a point or an end to them. That was trending on Twitter. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. I like that. Police lineup referee. There you go. So, let's see here. My daughter said something. We got to hang out with our daughter this past week. Kind of incredible. She said something to me that I'm not used to hearing. And when I first heard it, I thought she was cursing at me or insulting me, but she absolutely wasn't. The subject was something we were watching, Seaspiracy. I'll talk about that later on. And then she said to me, she goes, okay, so you get a lot of this stuff now because you are a vegetarian. And I'm like, I'm a what? You are a vegetarian. Well, I don't know if I'm a vegetarian, but I haven't eaten meat in over a year. That's vegetarian. So, I'm not used to being called a vegetarian. I haven't eaten meat. I'm not officially a vegetarian, so I don't want to be called a vegetarian yet. I'm a person who hasn't eaten meat in over a year because of the pandemic, and I've been out of work and I can't fucking afford meat, and I don't trust meat right now also because there's a gray area as to where all this happy horse shit came from, and they're tracking it back to meat. Some people, you talk about cuckoo theories, that's cuckoo theory that I actually think is a possibility. So, not used to being called vegetarian, but then I started to think about me as a vegetarian. I am not your classic vegetarian in that I'm a vegetarian who doesn't really like vegetables. Now, that's about as fucking crazy of a thing as you can do. A vegetarian who doesn't really like vegetables. What I like is and that's why I love science, and that's why I trust the shot, and all this and that happy horseshit, and this is how my life works. I like when somebody takes vegetables and figures out what to fucking do with them to make them taste like sausage, like a sausage sandwich. The fake meat, the meatless meat that's the best is sausage. Hot Italian sausage could fool a fucking meat eater, and it has fooled me. I would not have been able to make it through. I said Mabel, and I meant able. I've not been Mabel, and I've not been Mabel either. But I would have never been able or Mabel to make it through a year without eating meat, without meatless sausage. It's the shit. So if you could take something and serve it to me, and I think it's a sausage sandwich, and it's fucking plants, kerpow! That's Bill Nye. Sign me up with meatless science guy. That's fucking badass right there. So, and so why Seaspiracy is important is because I don't consider myself a vegetarian, even though my daughter started referring to me as a vegetarian. I thought when I grow weak and I would need to eat meat again, I might go with seafood. And there's a name for those people who eat seafood and no meat, but are vegetarian, pescatarian or escatarian or equestrian. I don't know. It's something like that. But Seaspiracy on Netflix fucked me up for eating seafood. Watch it. You'll probably never eat seafood again. And again, you can say, well, that's a lunatic conspiracy theory, but they filmed the whole fucking thing. If you believe Seaspiracy, the fish industry is worse than any kind of fucking mafia, weird, horrible shit. It's the most horrible shit in the world. And I also, with my own personal, you can do whatever you want. I'm not the boss of you, you're not the boss of me. It's over my year of not eating meat, and after watching Seaspiracy, right now, I don't have a desire to eat anything that used to have eyes. That's not an official rule, but right now, that's how my brain is thinking. Seaspiracy ruined my idea of eating any kind of seafood. So I guess I am actually a vegetarian. So fuck me and a bucket of vegetarian goo. How about that? Son of a bitch. Alright. Somebody just had some coffee. Okay, see, that's a Twin Peaks reference there. And this thing really fucked me up with Richter not in the house tonight, and Sparky's all wound up early. So we got that. Got Sharon Osbourne being buzzed off. Okay, so that. I should peek in the chat. No, I shouldn't. I should perform. Peek in the chat, perform. And then, since I'm out of sync here, I don't know where you are. And Sparky's creeping up. Oh, hi. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is simply this. I will try to remember what the hell I was talking about. Let's see. Oh, I know what happened. I did not get to phone in to the Keith show this past week, even though I had planned on it because of the aforementioned glitch, which made me realize that what I would like to do when we get together with Keith and record a whole bunch of shit, what would be considered to be my all-star hits, my best of, my Raymond Classic, Amish 101. Sparky, you coming back in? Fantastic. She's on an iPad, and she decided that was going to be a little wicked. Come on. I got her. So there's something over here is spooking around. I'm going to turn my phone upside down because sometimes glare happens. And there's that. Sparky's back in the house. So now, are you saying that you would like me to do the Twin Peaks lines? Because we can do them. So Sparky, and if Richter ever gets to see this, well, there you go. So Sparky would like to perform for you some of her favorite lines from Twin Peaks Season 1. Pete Martell, that's the guy who plays Razorhead. He actually starts the series Twin Peaks 1 with Laura Palmer and all that shit. So here's Sparky doing Pete Martell. She's dead, wrapped in plastic. See, there's it. Sparky is Pete Martell. Now you went and fucked that up. At least do the one more. Oh, here's what's going to happen. I got to take a time out because Sparky has I call it a spoof on her nose, and she's going to fly around and go nuts. So we're going to do this right here, and I will get this off of Sparky's nose. Come here, you. We'll get that off your nose. And she's flying around right now like a nut. Let me get that. Let me get that off your nose. Here you go. Sparky, here, have some water. Water will help you out. Get some water. Have some water. It's the dumbest thing. She gets a little feather on her beak, and it drives her fucking crazy. I wish human beings would get that upset when they had a boogie hanging out of their nose. Okay? Alright, let's see. Sparky, they can't see this intermission, but they can hear it. I think you're still a mess, so here's what I'm going to do. Take my hat off. Try to see if you can help me. I actually have to fight with her a little bit to get this thing off her nose. Hang on. Woohoo! Sparky Goo. It's intermission. You can hear her. She's going nuts. I gotta get this thing off her nose. Sparky. Woohoo! Let's see what we can do here. That's an intermission. Let me check your nose holes. Did we get them? I don't think we got them. Sparky. I know I'm trying, but we're on intermission. Did we get it? Did we get the spoof off? I don't think we got the spoof off, so let's go over here. This is going to be a hell of an episode here. Let's try to get you some water. If you put your beak in this water, put the beak in there, then you'll get the spoof off of there. Did you get it? Right now she's wiping her beak on a rope or a cage. I think you got it. This is the worst fucking intermission I ever took. Let's see what you got there. She's a little pissed off at me, but I am trying to help you. In case you didn't know. Let's see. Let me see over here. Did you get it? I think we got it, folks. She's okay, because she flies around like a lunatic, but right now, she is what you call, cockatiel language, pissed off. So I'm going to go back over here. Let's see how we do. And if she flies over again, and I notice that there's a spoof on her nose, that's what we call it, I'll be taking another intermission. Are we good to go? Okay, here we go. Going back to live scene. That's me. Spark's a little pissed off. How you doing? Settle down. You gonna go on your shelf? It's hard to tell looking over at Sparky on the top of her cage if there's a little spoof feather on her beak or not. She's still wiping, but I think we got it. That is not actually the intermission that I planned, and also that tells the tale that Sparky's not going to run the rest of her Twin Peaks lines, although it seems like it would be fitting to do them tonight. So there's that. We'll put those on the back burner. That was exciting. Now I think I got a spoof on my nose now. Hang on. That's the shit. That's the fun of Sparky. And I feel bad for her because she bursts into flight like a fucking wild lunatic, and she could crash into shit. No nuts. This went a lot better at rehearsal. Okay, so now we're going back to, I think the best thing for me to do now is start this whole show over. Because I've lost control of the show. You can plan on a lot of things in a live stream, but you cannot plan on your cocktail agreeing to do Twin Peaks quotes, then getting a spoof stuck on her beak, and then going fucking batshit crazy, and then we gotta shut everything down and chase her around. So you can't really plan on that. So I'm again going to use some cheater notes here. I'm going to be starting a series, I think, on the Keith Show. If you haven't listened, Thursdays on the Keith Show, except this last Thursday, so that makes me out to be a liar again. I'm calling it, and Keith doesn't even know this yet, Raymond's Root Cellar. Shit from the root cellar of the career, my comedy here. So I've got some classics here. I'm going to try to blow the dust off a few of them here. The problem is I can't remember the fucking setups of these things. Let's see. Wait. Oh, I got it. Folks have asked me if I've ever get pulled over in the horse and buggy. Yes, we had to deal with not only the police, but the animal rights groups. I got pulled over by this SPCA guy. He says, you dares to have that extra set of horse's reins wrapped around that poor animal's private parts. That's cruelty to animals. I said, well, okay, but now I ain't going to have no passing gear. And that's where you would hit the rim shot effect there. I'm going to have to leave real early to get anywhere. Thanks a lot. And that passing gear is dangerous stuff. Remember one particular night, I gunned up next to this fucking Mennonite and I was looking for trouble. And I'm tugging on the passing gear reins like this here, smoking up the back wheels of the buggy. I'll give you a 3 count to figure out that. Doesn't make mathematical sense. The formal challenge. And this Mennonite guy, he gets over, he's a little pissed off at me, he comes over, and he takes his hand, shoves it right up his horse's ass, pulls it out and wipes it all over his lips. I said, what the hell are you doing? He says, well, not that it's any of your business, but I have chapped lips. I said, does that work? He says, well, I know, but it keeps me from licking them. See, this is exactly why I don't perform these pieces of comedy anymore. But more from the root cellar. Folks has asked me, when the buggy breaks down, do you use 4-way flashers? Yes. I light the candle, then I blow it out. Then I light the candle, then I blow it out. Then I light the candle, then I blow it out. On a windy day, I'm screwed big time. It's just tourists go, what the hell's that Amish guy doing over there? I don't know. I think he's signaling the Mennonites. It could be a drug deal. Let's get out of here. Rim shot right there. It's just such a bizarre night. As is all of them. Alright, moving along here from the vault, from the cellar. Folks have asked me, you peckers know, is my wife Amish? Hell no, man. Those Amish women don't even shave their legs. They rake them. See, that joke did not age well. So we'll leave that one. So that one didn't really age that well. So I did a Bagman City Girl, and I never really told Edna, my city honey, about my promiscuity in the pastures, but I think she got suspicious. She says, how comes every time we make love, I gotta wear this big heavy wool sweater? Just put it on once. Just put it on. Oh. So it was tough to figure out how to charm Edna the first couple of nights. I didn't last quite as long as I would have liked to. You got to understand the situation here. Edna's over there on the bed with less clothing on her entire body than most Amish women have just on their heads. And just her saying, turn off the electric light, and that did it for me. Turn off the lights and come to bed. Oh, that was awesome. Can we go again? That music should play every time there's a joke that I tell that I wish I wouldn't have told. Alexa, stop! Alright, so now, not fucked up that piece of material. Okay, oh, I know, I'll do the second part of it anyway because it doesn't really matter, because once you have a train wreck, you might as well commit to destroying the entire train. That's the way I look at it. So, my honey, she sent me out to the Blockbuster, remember those, another great reference, to rent a porn film, maybe spice up our relationship a little bit. And again, disclaimer, you know my wife in the chat Her name's Joanne. It's not Edna. And people will run up to her on the street and go, you should see the horrible things that he says about you in his show. Yeah, well, that's not Edna, you stupid fuck. That's my wife. I'm just, Edna's like a made-up character, all right? How about that? Stupid motherfuckers. Just go rent a porn film from the Blockbuster and spice up our relationship a little bit. And you city folks aren't really quick to help a dumbass like me. So I asked for some suggestions and I came back with Silence of the Lambs. I paused for laughter there because I hope that wherever you are, it made you laugh a teeny tiny little bit. So I came back with Silence of the Lambs, and then I learned the hard way that's a bad thing, and she says maybe we should spice up our relationship. Maybe we should think about a three-way. I was so excited, I went to the hardware store and got a three-way light bulb, and then she wasn't talking about that either. And again, disclaimer, this is a fictitious character, Edna, not that my wife that you've come to know and love. Oh, let's have a three-way because I'm a real slutty horse. That isn't. See, this is a problem with doing this dated material. I really have to fucking explain everything. I think I'm going to cancel my own culture right here. How about that? And fucking buzz me right off the show. So I gotta make a few notes here. Hang on, because if I don't make a note, what do you give a fuck? All right? You don't care if I do or if I don't. Now here, check that off. Check that off. Make a note, never perform that again. And here we go. Let's see. Alright, so now I'm going to peek in the chat. Let's see. Here's the part of it where the alarm went off and I kind of feel like the show is over and I should just get on with things. But I'm not quite sure how to end the show because I don't have that big flamboyant finish. So the other thing I want to tell you here again is check out my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Amish Comic. Get in there at the whatever level to see that Music Fest show. I'm very proud of it. It's a fun watch. And also, I've got some more stuff in store. I found a videotape of... I shouldn't tell you this because you're not supposed to do it. In no way do I sanction this. I used to sit in the front seat of roller coasters and film them with a digital camera. It's very dangerous, very stupid, and I never lost it, and I never killed anyone, so I don't encourage this at all, but I have a whole bunch of front seat roller coaster rides, and I am going to put a few of those on Patreon and do some commentary over top of the actual... and I'm going to edit out the sound because there's going to be a lot of screaming and shit. So that's going to be coming on Patreon. We're going to take a ride on the Phoenix at Knoebels. I got that ready to rip. I just didn't do the voiceover yet. That's very exciting, fun stuff. And I made a note that has... My brain doesn't... The trolls in my idea hallway are really betraying me. I think I gave them a night off too because the signs, they're all fucking blank. Oh, I know this goes back to Class Action Park. There's so many amazing old amusement park videos on actual YouTube. I have an actual DVD. Old parks, old rides, man. There's some crazy fucking rides from the very first amusement parks. Little trivia for you here. Amusement parks were actually built so that when they made trains and they wanted to sell a train ticket, there would be a place for people to go because they just, let's get on a train and go. Where do we go? I don't know. We might as well stay where we are. So the first amusement parks were a place for people to go when they got on the train. And the first roller coasters, right here in Pennsylvania, Monch Chonk Coal Mine, the first roller coasters were actual coal carrying cars that were not designed to hold people, and the coal season is just through the cold, and so in the summer they were fucking wasted. So some asshole said, you know what we should do? We should just put people, we'll sell tickets and put people in the coal cars and send them down the mountain. And that's what they fucking did. And there's a lot of videos about all this weird shit. But the thing that I want you to try to find on YouTube is called Defunct Land. I think that's what it is. Defunct Land. I'm going to check my notes because I know I made a fucking note somewhere. I can't find my fucking notes. I actually think a whole page is missing from what I printed out, or else I threw it on the floor. Hang on. Where is it? Here's that. Here's that. Sister Swap. Levi's 501s. No, that wasn't that. Let's see here. I can bend way the fuck down. There's that. Nope, that's not it. Never. Anyway, never mind that. I think it's called Defunct Land. And what this guy did is he made videos. He's going to never make it, but he wants to make an amusement park of all the worst rides that there ever were in this fictitious park. And so you can go on the YouTube, find Defunct Land, and just pick out a category that you like. Roller coasters, water parks, whatever the fuck it is. That's badass. Some of the old rides that I liked on this DVD I have. I reach around here and show you because it's right around the corner. It's going to piss Sparky off, but she's already mad at me. Let's see if I can reach it. I don't know if I can reach it. Way the fuck up there. I think I would be pushing my luck. So I'll try to find that for next week. It's way the hell over there. The old amusement parks are amazing. There was kind of like a merry-go-round, but when you got on it, people, it was flat, and people just laid on it, right? There's no horses on it, and they laid on this thing, and it started to spin and spin and spin faster and faster, and then it just started to go up into like a cone shape, and it fucking threw the people off. That's a great fucking ride right there. So check that shit out. Defunct Land. Watch Seaspiracy if you never want to eat seafood again. That's my pick of the week. That's pretty much it. I'm going to peek in the chat here. Eddie Lane Phoenix is awesome. Let me tell you about Phoenix, and I'll tell you this on the Patreon video. I probably have had over 300 rides on the Phoenix roller coaster. And the fun of this roller coaster is, if you're only ever going to ride one roller coaster, head on out to Knoebels and get on Phoenix. I've told the story before about how Dick Knoebel bought that roller coaster from gangsters in Texas, and that's another story for another time. It's a fantastic roller coaster. It's basic. It's old. It's wooden. There's no frills, there's airtime, there's no fucking seatbelts. It's absolutely incredible ride. It's so much fun. And you can ride with me on Phoenix and see if I'm a dick or not. I only ever peer pressured 2 people into riding Phoenix because it's a fucking great roller coaster. I can't believe it's right here where we can get at it. One was our daughter's boyfriend, and he just wanted to like this roller coaster because we all love it. And I think he liked it, but he won't review it. He won't say that he likes it because then he'd have to go on it again, and he won't say that he hates it because he doesn't want to hurt our feelings. So he had his one ride on the Phoenix, boom, roasted. Now, the other person that I peer pressured into going on Phoenix is Alvin, our oldest brainiac tech wizard, survivor of Action Park. His lovely wife, and I were there at the park, and our granddaughters, right? And so gave this thing the hard sell. She's not a big roller coaster fan, and again, if you ever want to go on a roller coaster, I'm like, this is the one. If you're just going to ride one, that's the one. And then my wife loves it, I love it, her daughter loves it, Alvin loves it, everybody loves this thing. Well, she rode this roller coaster, and you get a lot of airtime. I mean, you fly out of a seat, and it's got the bunny hills. It's nothing scary. It's just fast and fun. And she got out of that roller coaster, and coming down the ramp, she said, "That was the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm never going on it again." I think that's a great place to end my show. Thanks for tuning in. A lot of shit went wrong here, but again, you peckerheads, I mean that in a nice way. You love that. My wife says hello and goodbye. Sparky's sorry about the spoof. Send donations if you can, and if you can't, I don't really give a fuck. There's t-shirts somewhere, the quarantine one. You can order that. I'm honest. I should really just click on this thing that says the thing is ending. Where is that? There is this thing. Extra. See, ending. Blank. Social. Extra. Stream ending. There it is. Stream ending. Now it's ending. I'm going to just type here. I think he's can still hear me. Thanks, folks. I'm saying what I'm typing, so it won't be a surprise. There is thanks, folks, and have a great week.